Here, full throttle down the runway. Here we go.
There it is.
The goal for this video was to fly the ElectroStreak again just because it's crazy fast and fun, and it's a very calm, almost perfect day to fly RC. But then I thought, what am I doing? I'm absolutely crazy because we haven't done a speed test on the ElectroStreak yet. So we have to know how fast this thing actually flies.
Let's go.
Oh. Now, once we discover how fast it goes, I might end the video with a little bit more flight because this thing is an absolute blast to fly, and it's unfortunately been slept on by a lot of people. I think it's because it looks a lot like the Crescendo, so anybody that has owned and flown a Crescendo might be thinking they wanted to pass on this. But let's put it in the air and have some fun and see if this actually puts the Crescendo to shame. Let's go. I think I have to put this in first.
I don't think it's gonna fit.
Well, yeah, I don't have any more room for anything.
Did you bring tape?
I have tape, yes.
You may never see this GPS meter again.
Well, the canopy may not fit on for this one. We need the canopy. There we go. Now we got it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we just wait. Launch. With.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm fired today.
Here we go. Here we go.
Launch with confidence. Launch confidence. Let's go. Oh, you needed just slightly more confidence today? I give that about a 5 out of 10.
Maybe more throttle. More throttle would have done it. That was close, because that was full up elevator to save it. All right, so we have weird sun angles today, so it's probably going to be about like that. The first goal is to keep it as safe and level as possible. It's in safe, actually. So I'm not going to take it out of safe, and here's full throttle. I try not to have too much down.
The lighting, I don't even know where you are now.
It's above the RVs. So what Abby and I are realizing is this is very hard to film. She's struggling to see it. We have some weird sun angles. So I'm going to bring it right over the runway. She's going to do her best to just point over the runway. It disappears right there, obviously.
It's gone.
She has a 1.5 inch screen. But here we go.
There it is.
Nice and flat and level. I realize the sun is making it very hard for Abby to record right now, especially a small airplane going fast. I can see it, but remember, she's seeing the world through a 1.5 inch screen. So here, full throttle down the runway. The goal is to keep it as flat and level as possible. Now what I did was ease off on the juice. I know it's gone for you, Abby, and everybody watching just has to believe me, that plane is still in the air. As it gets closer, I'm going to zero throttle, and I will land it hopefully in the grass at the far end of the runway. I think that's the best place for it. It's still pretty fast. I'm going to bring it around, and I'm going to try to get it close to us. And then my goal is going to be to take it out of, I want to see how fast it went. We'll take off again, take it out of safe, and do some actual dives to see what kind of record speeds we can hit. That's the goal. That's the goal. So I'm going to try not to get in that tall grass. That's the secondary plan. And push down right there. Okay. All right. Might have broke a prop.
All right, let's film him picking up his plane and see if he cries or not. What?
It snapped it.
Bummer.
So it did, unfortunately, have the one thing that I was,
grass.
Well, I thought I just barely clipped the grass. It really wasn't that bad. But some people wondered why this didn't have a folding prop. There are reasons why they wouldn't have a folding prop, but if I did have a folding prop, that would have saved that for sure. So that's one downside for sure. We broke our prop, but the good news is we can still get a very accurate reading as to how fast it is without pushing any dive bombs. So I have no idea. It feels like it's way over 100 miles an hour. What do you think?
The sleekness of it makes it really hard to judge when I'm using a camera, because if it was a jet, I would say it's going obviously over 100 miles an hour. Yeah. But because of the size, I feel like 100 miles per hour might be deceiving, just because. I'm gonna go with 99.
You're very close. 106.
Oh, it broke 100.
Yeah, so it breaks 100.
Nice.
I am surprised. I kind of thought it would be a little faster. Now, not to say, look, that's a prop plane on a 4S battery.
That's crazy.
Going over 100 miles an hour, 106.
Just disappears.
That is crazy. Now, it disappears for Abby because of that sleek profile, but honestly, for me, I can still see it. And one thing that I do love about it is the orientation stripes that we get on the bottom of the wing versus the top of the wing. It's very different. So you can definitely tell if you're doing rolls and loops and stunts and things like I did on our maiden flight, you can see the orientation of this airplane. It is very reminiscent of a lot of other airplanes. I always thought it reminded me more of the Origin Hobby Acro than it did, I think that was the name of it, the one with vectored thrust.
Yep.
Oh, I love that plane. I wish they still made it. That thing was fun. And even more of that than it does the Crescendo. I love the Crescendo a lot, and I really like flying this plane, and this broken prop is just kind of a shame because it just barely clipped the tall grass, and I think that's what did it. And there, you really have to let this thing slow way down before you touch down. I may have just gotten lucky on my maiden flights that the prop didn't break. I would say, if you're going to buy the ElectroStreak, and I don't say this about a lot of planes, I would at least order 1, maybe 2 extra props.
Oh, that's how they get you.
I don't know. No. You know, airplanes don't break a lot of props these days.
I'm guessing it doesn't have a folding prop. That's how it reaches its speeds. Would it be slower?
Yeah, folding props have
idea.
lower performance generally for speed. But if you want like more efficient flights and you have kind of like a glider, the Crescendo, it's a warm liner. It is fast, but it's also a glider. It can fly for. I've seen people get close to hour flight times on the Crescendo because that prop folds. You have less drag. It's probably been years since I've felt the need to, when I recommend an airplane, also recommend buying a couple extra props. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I've been lucky with props. I break props occasionally, but it's very rare these days. Most of the time, if I'm going to break a prop nowadays, it's from a prop strike on like a tail dragger just tipping forward on an old warbird or something. So but this, it seems like a no-brainer. You should buy a couple extra props if you're going to buy this plane. That's fast, and that's kind of the point of this video. We wanted to see how fast it went. Unfortunately, I wanted to get some more flight time, but that just didn't happen today. Broken prop. That's okay. This and all the good stuff will be linked in the description box below if you want to support our family and our channel at no extra cost to you. I want to say a massive thanks to God for blessing us with the time and the ability to jump in front of the camera and share this experience with you guys, and a platform where we can share honest experiences, where a lot of YouTubers would probably not post that video because they did something truthful. We have a very awesome support team on our Patreon page and just our subscriber base in general, which allows us to have full transparency on our channel and show you guys the honest truth. And we thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts for supporting our channel and our family, and it means the world to us to know that you find value in us, in our channel, and what we do. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to see this plane in action and a slightly better flight, in my opinion, I mean, I really wake this thing up in other flight on our channel, we'll have that video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.